it's your boy TJ coming to you guys with another video. This is going to be a story time because, hold on, get myself comfortable because this might be a long story time. Put out my leg up and everything. So, this is going to be a story time. Wait, I'm not in... There we go. This is going to be a story time about the time that my car spun around on the highway. Before I start this story time, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys do like the story times, definitely let me know so I can know to keep doing them. But if you guys don't dislike it, just put it in the comment box so I know that you guys don't like it. So, it was about 2 summers ago, and I was on my way home from work. I worked a lunch and a dinner. So the dinner, you usually leave at around 11:30, 11:45, but because it was a moonlight that needed to come on, a moonlight shift that needed to come on, we had to be out of there by around, I say 11. Yeah, so 11 o'clock we had to be gone because the moonlight had to come. So I usually, my job is right here, and I park right, like, on the weekends, there's, like, this post office area, like, literally, like, 20 steps from my job, which is so convenient, and you can park right there on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I parked there, and I was like, okay, well, since I'm out early, why don't I ask my coworker if she wants to ride home? It's on my way home, but it's not, it's a little bit out of my way, but it's not like, oh my God, like 20, 30 minutes out of my way. Just have to get off the highway, drop her off, and get back on the highway and head home. So she said, yeah. So I was like, okay, come on. So I'm driving. I get to her house and I get to drop her off. And, oh, you guys don't even know the car. Okay, so this is my first car. I still have it, but I don't drive it anymore. It's a 2001 PT Cruiser, and I'll try to insert a picture or something if you guys don't know what a PT Cruiser looks like. And that was my first car. So then, okay, so now jumping back, I dropped her off, and I was trying to find the highway, and I couldn't find the highway to get back on. So I got to where the highway was, and I go and I get on the highway. So it's around 11:30 maybe, and it's dark. You know, it's the summer, but it's still dark at that time. And I go and I get on the highway, and before I can get fully on the highway, I see something in the road, but I was like, oh, it's like, it looks like it's just like a plastic bag or something, so it's probably gonna move. And I get closer to it. Mind you, I'm getting on the highway, so there's no way for me to like stop because I see something in the middle of the road. So I try to swerve, and my car, it's actually a tire, and my car went, got on the tire, spun around once, spun around twice, spun around 3 times in the middle lane of the highway. And if the highway is going this way, my car landed this way. In that moment of my car spinning around, all I could think about was 1, praying, and 2, flipping up my emergency brake so my car could stop. And my car stopped, and thank God that the traffic wasn't coming towards me. I mean, I guess because they see my car spinning, they had stopped the traffic. Like, the first couple cars, thank God, because that could have been crazy. Like, that would have been my life. And, yeah, I was, in that moment, like, I was so shaken up about it. And it was like, because it was, getting on the highway, you have to go up a ramp, and it's like, in New York, we have 3-lane highways. So it's like this lane, this lane, this lane. But to get up, you have to go on another lane to go up, and then it closes out. And before that one closed out, it was that. My car basically, like when it was spinning around, bounced off of the side, which if you look down, it's about, I want to say 10 stories down. So about 100 feet. And my car bounced off of that a few times and ended in the middle of the highway. You guys, I sat in my car for a good 2 seconds trying to get my heart out of my chest because I almost died. And it was like crazy. So then I turned on my car. I remember turning on my car, and I tried to move it, and it moved enough that I can get over to the side where the rest of the traffic could keep going. And it was crazy because there were people outside of their cars like, are you okay? Like running up to my car, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, yes, like, thank you. So I made it onto the side of the highway. And then literally not even 2 minutes later, a tow truck pulls up too. And I was like I literally was dialing my grandmother and my grandfather to wake them up because I had just been in a car accident. And I'm like, how did the tow trucks get here? How do they know, like, and they pulled up at the same time. So it's like, how did they know? So basically, I guess one tow truck driver told the other one that he had it. So he told me that it was going to be like $150 for him to pull up to pick up my car so they can get the tire from under it. And it was not just a tire, it was a tire and the rim. Like the whole rim and everything, which made my car spin around and sparks and everything. So I was like, well, I don't have $150 in cash. He told me it had to be in cash. So I was like, remember that, in cash. So I was like, I don't carry that around in cash, most likely. Like, I have my card, though, so if you have your card machine, oh, my card machine is out of order, but I'll take the $80. I said, can you call the other tow truck guy back for him to do my card? Oh, his is out of order, too. How? So I gave him the $80 cash. He picked up my car and he pulled the tire out. And we put it on the side of the road, like leaning against the side so no one else can get it, like hit it or anything. And then my grandparents told me to drive my car to the nearest exit, get off, and call them back and tell them where I was. And he gave me a receipt and everything like that, and told me that I could just send it to AAA because my grandparents had AAA, but I didn't have it on my car. He said I could just send it to AAA, and they'll give me my money back and everything. And I was like, okay. So I got off the highway, and I'm sitting, and I call my grandparents, and I'm a wreck. I am like a mental wreck. Like, I didn't know what just happened. Like, I'm going crazy. Like, did that just really happen? Like, oh, it was like, and I have anxiety, so it was like, crying, like, everything. My grandparents get there, and my grandma's trying to calm me down and everything. My grandfather looking under the car to make sure nothing's like bursted or anything. And it was like this one thing that was bursted, but it wasn't like OD, like you can't drive it. So he drove it home, and we drove in my grandparents' car home. And after that, I just had like anxiety, like driving's anxiety. And my grandparents had this thing where it was like, you're not going to let this like make you not drive. So once I got my car fixed in like 2 days, my grandfather did it. It was like, jump back in your car and do it, because you will sit here and not drive and you will never drive ever again. And that helped a lot. But the thing that gets me, and even my grandparents said it, was the whole fact of how the tow trucks got there so quick. Because my grandmother still to this day thinks that they placed that tire right there, which is crazy to think because you don't want to think about it like that. But looking at the situation, it might have happened like that. And it's crazy because it's like, that could have taken somebody out. Like, that could have killed me. And we've drove past there. I drove past there a couple other times, and the tire was still there for a good couple months, which is insane. Like, we put it up safe so nobody can, like, spin on it or anything like that. It's just to the side, but don't you think somebody would have came out and got that tire by now? Don't you think the city does, like, debris cleanups and stuff? But that's another thing. I don't want to dwell on the past. I am here. I made it out. And that is my story time about when I almost died. But I'm here because, thank God for being my guardian angel and taking the steering wheel and the emergency brake and like getting me out of that situation. And I made it.